Yeah, this is my new rig. This is a 1996 Ford Explorer. It's a XLT all-track. I really kind of like the way it's styled. You can look at that front end. It kind of looks almost like a Toyota almost from the side a little bit. I like the size of it. It's not like a super large SUV, but it's very capable on snow and ice and slush and stuff. Like, I've been driving this thing all winter. I really kind of like the look of it. It's like, it's a 30-year-old rig now. I'm older than 30, it's a 1996. But, I guess, it probably wasn't the best looking rig back in the 90s, but now that it's kind of like a retro, like a vintage kind of rig, I like it quite a bit. And I definitely like the green color. I don't know next to what color green that is. All right, there's a walk around. Let's go. See, it has, like I said, has pretty good lines. Like, it's definitely a lot better than the first gen Explorers. First gen Explorers were too freaking boxy, kind of dated. And frankly, I like this thing a lot better than a lot of I think it's a lot better looking than a lot of modern SUVs, because a lot of modern SUVs, they either look like giant, they look like basically just pods, like bean pods. Or then the only ones the other you have is like the big giant ones, like the Escalades and stuff. But see, there you go. We got the badge on there, Explorer XLT. Gotta have a Sasquatch sticker on it because I'm in Montana. I'll open up the pretty reasonable trunk, pretty reasonable space here for hauling stuff. Like, I've got a lot of gear in here and I still got plenty of room. I gotta have my emergency toolkit and my gas can and my jumper cable and an extra coat and a little bit of transmission fluid, because transmission likes to weep a little bit. But yeah, it's a pretty good size storage in the back of here. Probably ironic, it's about the same storage as my Crown Vic, if I think about it. That Crown Vic had a huge trunk. But, adequate storage here in the back for storing your stuff. And then, of course, since it's an SUV, you got the seats, and you can pull these seats forward for more storage. Let me see if I can do this while holding my camera. No, I guess not. Yeah, see it? The seats all fold down, so you can put even more stuff here. It'd be kind of cool just to throw like a bed here or something, if I go camping, just put these down and I can sleep on it. Yeah, well, I guess I'll show the interior. You can tell I have a dog, and he likes to ride with me because those are his muddy paw prints, so I gotta wash that today. Yeah, the interior does not look the best. It's not a good, not the best looking interior. It's like, generic 90s Ford. But these seats are plenty comfortable. Plenty comfortable seats. I'm thinking about throwing some, get some car seats for this. And then I want to fucking tear up this carpet. And I want to put down some, I fucking hate carpet in cars. I don't know why people have carpet in cars. You can tell the carpet on this is not the best shape, but I mean, this is a 30-some-year-old rig. But, you know, got adequate room here for the passengers. The front, these front seats are actually really comfortable too. I like it. Really good riding position. Get a nice little center console here, a little armrest. Of course, you got to have cup holders. And it's got, you know, plenty of room in the center console to put random stuff. I usually just put supplies in here or whatnot. This has got a tilt steering. I like tilt steering. The steering wheel on this is really thin. I don't know, it's like a very thin steering wheel. I like it though. I like a thin steering wheel. I never, now, if you notice right here, there is no infotainment system at all. And I love that because I fucking hate infotainment systems in cars. Just too much of a distraction. I don't need the big flashy screens. You know, I have a setup. If you look down here, I just got one of these. This is a radio transmitter that hooks up to my phone on Bluetooth. So I can talk on the phone, do hands-free talking when I'm driving. Or if I want to listen to music. Not the bestest sound quality, but I don't want to put a whole brand new deck in here just for music. I thought about getting a tape deck adapter. I mean, the tape deck works great. Came with this Garth Brooks cassette. And here we have a really neat option I love. This has it's like some kind of track, like all-wheel drive system. So I can swap it back from being 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and then 4-low for when I really kind of need a little more to get out of stuff. Most of the time I have it in 2-wheel drive, but if shit gets kind of nasty, just to save gas and to like save stress on the transmission and stuff. But most of the time I keep it in 2-wheel drive. But like the 4-wheel drive, the all-wheel drive, it's not 4-wheel drive, it's all-wheel drive. It's like switches to different power to the different wheels when they need it to get proper traction, and it works pretty damn good. If you look, both of the sunshades here have a mirror. That's kind of, you know, just standard Ford shit. Like I don't really like this interior. I think it's kind of generic. I think there would be a way I could probably fix it up. Like if I had a little bit of extra cash, like I would like to wrap the dash, put a wrap on the dash to fix it up a little bit. And then, like here, the front carpet here, you know, it's a 30-some-year-old car. So the front carpet in this is a little bit worn. It's got some stains and stuff in it. At some point, I'm going to get some, like a rubber mat to throw on top of this. Because like I said, I fucking hate carpet in cars. I don't know why people have carpet in cars, especially, you know, you got like dirty boots and stuff all the time. They just always end up getting dirty and grungy. So, continue my tour. Show you the motor. Yeah, I'm just one-shotting this because I don't feel like doing any serious edits. I gotta do this one-handed. Like, let me set my phone down for a sec. Yeah, like a lot of older vehicles, the hood struts on this are dead. I need to get new ones. But I got your handy prop stick that I just keep in here. Now I got my thing here. for wiping the dipstick. Like I said, the motor on this has like a tiny leak in the transmission, because right around the only thing I don't like about, I've discovered a one weak spot to these is the seal for the transmission. I think the transmission fluid pan or something. The seal goes bad after a while, develops a leak. So if you get one of these, just make sure to keep checking that seal, make sure it's not leaking, and make sure to check your transmission fluid, because sometimes they can go out really quick and then your whole transmission is gone. But if you keep on top of your fluid levels, this is a 4 liter V6. I would not call this a performance motor at all. It is adequate for, it's adequate for putting around town or cruising on the highway. You're not going to be winning any drag races with this. You're not going to be getting any good lap times or anything like that. But it's an acceptable amount of power. And frankly, I kind of like it because I don't really need like I don't need a fast rig anymore. My last rig was way too fast and it would get me in trouble, especially because I supercharged it and it liked to break all the time when I just put too much stress on the motor. But so far, this is pretty good on gas mileage for an SUV. Man, well, that's the motor. I'm going to do a tour of that. It's kind of interesting. I kind of like the grill. Like, you can tell it's like basically an old F-150 grill. Not the best camera work, sorry. But yeah, like, I really like the tires on this are pretty decent. It's like pretty well up. You can see like right when I first bought the fucking thing, somebody put a big dent in the passenger side here that just kicked my car. But that's not that big of a deal. Another function I like a lot. It's got this hood rack that I could put a bike rack on. And I'm saving one of the best things for last here. Close this up. Oh, I forgot. Like when you unlock this, because when you lock this window can open independently of the rear hatch here. Because if you look down here, this has a tow package. Here you have a thing for a tow hitch, and you've even got the wiring for it. I think the tow capacity for this is like, I think 4,000 pounds, 5,000 pounds. So theoretically, you could tow a smaller travel trailer with this, or definitely like a motorcycle trailer, or like a utility trailer, which is kind of nice. But yeah, another quick run through. Yeah, I think this vehicle's aged pretty well for how old it is. Like, from vehicle from the 90s, it kind of they kind of did a really good job of the styling on this thing. It's kind of grown on me. I'm not really an SUV person, or never really thought I'd ever buy one until like my mechanic one day, when I finally broke my Crown Vic permanently that had a supercharger in. He's like, you wanna try an Explorer out? And I'm like, yeah. But after riding around this thing all winter, and kind of the cool thing is like, I see these things all over the place around Montana, even around this age, and I've even seen some of the, not so much the first gen, but I see quite a few of the second gens around town, because in my opinion, it is quite a value for the dollar for what I paid for it. I think the going rate for these, I've seen them as high as like $4,000. for the like the Eddie Bauers, but for an all-wheel drive SUV, the price point is pretty good. It's like I got this for about $2,400, and I'll have it paid off by the end of next year with the payments. But yeah, just look at the lines on that. I kind of like the way the sign profile is. Like, it kind of like if you cut it off at a point, you almost can't tell the difference between that and a Toyota if you look at it. Like, it has, obviously, I mean, like I said, that's an F-150 front end. But look, I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't know if Toyota ripped off Ford, or Ford just ripped off Toyota at the time. Yeah, probably Ford ripped off Toyota. But yeah, this is my 96 Ford Explorer XLT all-wheel drive. And it's a pretty decent rig, I think.